Let's talk about your super chill movie. Just like a nice,
Relax.
nice, lovely chill time at the movie.
Kind of a sleeper.
Yeah.
I love your movie, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Welcome, filmmaker, cast. This one is awesome. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
And you're gonna have to, by the way, respond in unison on every question. So I hope you're prepared.
We will.
How do we even describe this one, guys? This is a wild ride of a film, and in some ways you don't want to know too much going in, but I don't
We
know.
like to say it's Lord of the Flies meets Mean Girls.
There, that's, see?
Perfect.
We cut right to it. There it is. Talk to me about like what jumps out about the script. Let's start with you, Amanda. What jumps out thematically, or just what you're reading here that's like, I gotta get in on this one?
I think what really struck me from the jump was just how hilarious and twisted it is in equal measure.
Yep.
It's deeply satirical. We've definitely gotten some comments online of like, oh God, these people just seem so horrendous. And like, that's the point.
We get it.
This is a
We're in on it,
satire. Yeah, we all suck. Yeah. Relatable.
Let's talk about casting this amazing group here. Like, how do you begin? How do you find the right chemistry? Because there's past relationships here you're trying to leverage, and you're trying to also obviously leverage some friction. So how do you create this amazing combo here?
For me, it was just like, I want to get incredible actors. Like, I need for this, because we have just a limited amount of shooting days and we need like insane talents. And so, you know, they're sitting right here. I'm so proud of them. But and Amanda Stenberg was the first to come on, and Maria then followed, and they're just all big stars. And, you know, I can't be more grateful.
So when this one begins, is there time to kind of get to know each other? Did anybody have past friendships or relationships that you could lean on, or no?
We kind of all met like at the table read, and I remember there was a crazy energy. I think when we first like all entered the room, I think it was a casting that was like felt really unpredictable and like uncommon, and I think just like even everyone brought like such commitment even to the table read. So feeding off that energy and commitment was really cool.
I mean, you say energy, because I think of like watching this film, it's just like it's vibrating with energy from the beginning. Is that reflective of the shoot itself?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
100%. Yeah, I think, you know, coming into this, for me, when I first read the script, the thing that struck me the most was like the genre bending. It went from drama to comedy to horror to this, and I was like, how are we gonna like do that and make it work and make it understandable? And so it needed a lot of energy. And then of course, like, put a bunch of young people, tell them they're running for their lives with 40-mile-per-hour winds and thousands of pounds of rain and trees flying, and the energy just kind of comes, you know.
Right.
So the
Less acting needed.
right,
Just
yeah, right. Yes. This was actually very real for all of us, so we kind of trauma bonded. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
Now we're very close.
Also, one of the first things we did was, I think we played like Never Have I Ever in a hotel room.
Yeah. we played that question game on the phone too, where it's like you ask someone a question and it's random, and sometimes it'll be like, "What's your favorite color?" and then it'll be like, "What was the worst day of your life?"
Hot seat. It felt like we dropped straight back into like a high school sleepover.
Definitely.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
go
think
ahead.
it was also really important to us to create an atmosphere in which they could go dark.
Right.
And, you know, like that it had constantly a dark undertone, and they were all like kind of ready and open to that. So I think that also makes it like a very unique, even though it's genre, even though it's like a nowadays headers or whatever you want to call it, or
Yes.
clue. It's also just about, you know, group pressure and all of them in one big pressure cooker.
Is there like a looseness to like the dialogue or the actions in this? I mean, I think of you, Maria, and obviously the stuff you've done before has called upon you to really be in the moment, right, and really have freedom. Is there anything comparable about this experience where you feel like you've got the script, but there is kind of like a looseness on set you're able to?
Well, yeah, it was very interesting for me because I'm coming from a theatrical world, similar as Helena, and it was very important to have like physical blocking because we're 6 people. We have more boys coming as well. But I did Borat for an year and a half, so I was like, okay, we're doing this in the moment. But with this one and with the character that I'm playing, she's pretty much way more closed than myself, and she's very introverted. She basically says few lines, and they're all pistol lines here and there. So it was kind of interesting to explore somebody that is quiet like the outsider, the new girl. What is she gonna say? What is she gonna think? Because she actually has the most objective perception of each of them. Because she doesn't know them.
Right.
But yeah.
I was just gonna say, and you're always taking it in. There's like moments where it's like, I even just watching the trailer where it's like, and Maria's like, because it's just like, these people are crazy.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, you're the voice of the audience. You're like looking at these folks like, yeah, you guys are all effed up. What's going on?
We have no self-awareness, so Maria's like kind of our litmus test for like, how am I being? Oh, all you had to do was like look at Maria in a scene and be like, this is what my character is.
But it was actually kind of interesting because myself, I'm like super expressive, and this is somebody that is like, oh, she's different.
Right. This kind of justifies my apprehension about house parties, sleepovers, just all of this. This is like all
Socializing.
Basically talking to human beings outside of an environment like this. This is how I just do that. Is this a cautionary tale? Was that an ulterior motive?
Yeah, for me, it's for myself personally, it's a cautionary tale about my phone addiction. I think at a certain point the power goes out, they lose Wi-Fi, and it's like they're losing oxygen.
Right.
You know, so for me, I also made this film to show myself to not look at my phone so much, but it's not working because it's right behind me.
It's under my butt as we speak.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely like to think of this movie as like an ego horror. Like, it is a cautionary tale about Gen Z. It is a satire. I keep underlining that. I think it's about kind of the things that we should be wary of in this generation. You know, vapidity, relationships that are not actually built on any real foundation, judgment, cancel culture. Definitely all of that stuff is packed into the film as like the actual most horrific thing that's in it.
Is it possible to be too honest with your friends also? I'm watching this, I'm like, maybe it's sometimes okay to have, not say everything you're feeling, or
Yes.
There's a filter through which you can be honest and still present whatever it is that you're saying to whoever it is in a way that is kind and digestible, kind of like how I'm doing it now. You know what I mean? Like, you can still be honest without being like, I hate you. I don't know. I hate you.
I hate it when you do this.
I
just
also
so you know.
feel like they actually weren't honest for
Exactly.
too
Yeah.
long.
That's the point.
And they're
Right.
sitting on it, and then it's like,
Right.
you know what? Like, and it all comes out like it's like
This movie catches the tipping point of
Yeah.
like, all this weight of this like shared history, which is literally one of your lines, that just like comes to a dramatic head.
Yeah, it's psychological warfare at its best.
Right.
And I think also we like live in a culture where it's kind of like you're supposed to communicate everything. And like I feel like what was so hilarious to witness you guys play with was, okay, what happens when you do over communicate? And like what happens when you have to be like so careful with everything you say within this kind of political context that no one actually is navigating authentically.
Let's talk just party etiquette, or what you view a good and bad party. Who throws the best parties here? Who would be the person that would organize a party?
Character-wise, right?
No,
Not
I
us
want
as
to hear about the actors. I want the real you.
Oh God, probably Amanda.
yeah, I was gonna say Amanda really
I did
early
throw a party
on,
for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're really good. I feel like at being like
We went to the crush party all
Yeah.
together.
I'm the party girl.
What makes a good party? Okay, the Myha'la Sundberg Guide to Parties. What goes into it?
Substance. No, I'm just kidding.
Substance as a human being.
Right.
Substance.
Great
conversation.
Great conversation. Yeah.
I'm finding that as I get a little bit older, some kind of activity is actually super fun. Like with us, we played like a getting to know you game on the phone, whatever. So, you know, not an entirely planned situation. I'm not actually Jordan in my real life, but like some sort of game thing. It can revolve around libations if need be.
Or
some
murder.
killing each other.
Not multiple, just
They
one
gotta
is
kill each
fine.
other on drugs. That's what you need.
There are a couple dudes in this film, and they're excellent, by the way.
We got a couple guys.
A couple guys in there.
A couple cold ones with the boys.
Maybe they
Boys are back in
emerge unscathed, and maybe not. The lovely Lee Pace, always the sweetest man on the planet. Pete Davidson. Let's talk Pete. Okay, so what does he bring to a set? Because the Pete Davidson vibe is a very distinct vibe. When he walks on the set, what happens?
for all of us, I mean, of course, he's famous for his comedy, but I think in this film, what we all wanted and what he wanted to do was show a different side of his acting. And I think he really succeeded in that toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And I love it. And we all enjoyed working with him. And of course, he gets his moment where he's incredibly funny in the film. Let's not undermine that. But I think as far as serious dramatic acting, he's doing a great, very dark job.
Were you guys surprised? Like, because he has like such a, like, there's a mystique about Pete Davidson and what he stands for and who he is. Like, did you kind of like, were you shocked, or did it kind of justify what you had heard about Pete when he came on set? Like,
He's literally one of the sweetest people.
Yeah, he's just like, what's up?
He is.
Yes.
And incredibly professional.
Yeah.
He loved to, like, Helena created an environment where we could play with each other, and he was, like, ready to do that with us, and we all got on so well. I think the surprise and the joy was that we all did get along, because that's not always the case on a set.
right.
Yeah, the ego, no egos like clouded.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, since we're here at Comic-Con, you guys all have amazing careers going, a lot of very cool projects. I have to mention, today was a big day. We officially know you're a part of the Star Wars universe. This has been rumored for a while. So as excited as you've been, you must be been killing you the last few months not to be able to talk about this.
Yeah.
Now you can obviously say everything.
Yeah, I can share the entire plot line. So basically, there's 5 very short women.
Oh, okay.
And they all murder each other in space.
We know it's called The Acolyte. We know we've heard High Republic discuss the extended universe. Can you say anything about that and how it's different or similar to other Star Wars shows we've seen?
You know I can't say anything.
I'm
Why would you even ask me?
obligated to say something.
You know I'm contractually obligated to say nothing
I know.
whatsoever. So.
Well, tell me this: have you always been a Star Wars fan? What does this mean to you to be a part of Star Wars?
This is so beyond exciting. I mean, I grew up, with the second installment of Star Wars, which is honestly to this day my favorite. Anakin Skywalker and Natalie Portman, like, those are just such iconic characters to me. Being a part of the universe, I've just become like completely over the top annoying about my research and my knowledge of the universe. So I'm really leaning into my nerdiness, which
Love it.
I know is shocking.
This is a case where the nerdiness comes in handy, right?
Yes, totally.
We're excited for the new season of Industry. So
too.
Can it get more intense than season 1? What do we have to look forward to in season 2 of Industry?
What our writers love to say is that the amount of things that happened in season 1 happened in the first episode. So get ready for that times 8. You can expect the same but different. Honestly, it's more. Industry is, sex, drugs, relationships, money, money, money. So it's a lot more of that. And the more emotional side of the history and the background, the families of these characters. So you just get to learn a little bit more about us.
Speaking of, that makes me think of this new show, Rachel, The Idol, which looks pretty intense.
Yeah,
The Weeknd, we got Sam Levinson. What can we expect out of this?
It's like wild, fun. And we've also got sex and drugs.
We have
And
sex
we
and
got
drugs
money.
too.
It's I'm at crossover. It's really fun. It's like I just had such a great time, like shooting, and it's like a wild party. I feel like I can't say anything about the plot, but it's a really cool. I felt like I got to dive into a world that is like so specific, and I was like different than Hollywood, but also has crossover in like the music industry, and so that was really cool. And I loved working with everyone on it. There's like amazing actors. There's like musicians who are also amazing actors, and it's really cool to see everyone jump into that.
The first
I'm
trailer
really
is amazing.
excited.
Yeah, we're all excited about this one.